Greetings, I'm Dr. Sean Reed, author of the Dating Toolbox, available on Amazon.com. If you like what you hear and see on this video today, please hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, so I've been told that in order to improve my YouTube videos, I need to watch more YouTube videos. I know my YouTube videos are probably awful, although the things I teach are very sound. I know that my videos can probably use lots of improvement, so I went and I watched a video on seduction yesterday, and it actually was a very good video. It was by a guy who's very successful, had 48,000 views, and basically it was a good video. It talked about 4 critical things to get a woman to love you and keep her and love you. However, there were a couple problems with the video. One is he didn't really give you tools to increase these 4 variables. And the second problem I had with it is he said, all you need to do is study my material. All you need to do is watch my videos, and that'll give you everything you need. I disagree with that. I argue that I want my viewers to watch my videos, to study them, and to read my book, to study my book. But I also highly encourage you to go out and find other material. There's still lots of good material on the way to get women to love you and keep them to love you. There's lots of bad material, but there's also good material. So I encourage anyone who follows me to study as much as they can, to learn as much as they can. Okay, so let's talk about this particular video. The 4 things, the 4 qualities, the 4 characteristics you must develop to get a woman to love you and to stay in love you were 1, safety; 2, mastering seduction; 3, you must not operate from a mindset of scarcity; and 4, you must master frame. And it was like I said, it was a very good video. He had charts, he had graphs, he had arrows going everywhere. It reminded me of one of my college lectures. But like I said, the problem was he didn't really give you specific ways in which to generate these characteristics, these qualities. And I want to talk a little bit about actual ways you can generate these qualities. And I like to be as practical and as simple as possible. So first, let's talk about safety. Now, safety is really related to an evolutionary development. Women were drawn to men who could protect them, who could ensure their survival, and could ensure the survival of their offspring. That's a very normal, rational, and logical development. And that's one of the reasons why women prefer tall men. If a guy's 6'3", the rationale is he's probably more capable of protecting me. I know that it's not always the case, but that is the rationale behind height. That's why women tend to prefer taller men. They generate a feeling of safety. Now, I argue that there are other ways, there are other paths to achieve this same goal. Let's say you're 5'8". That's why I argue that you want to get involved in bodybuilding and martial arts. If you get involved in bodybuilding, you build yourself up. You might be 5'8", but you're 205 pounds of solid muscle. That's going to generate the conception that you can protect a woman. Also, martial arts. Martial arts, obviously, and I'm talking about the good martial arts, the ones that actually work in a fight, generally the stuff you see in the UFC and mixed martial arts. I have an extensive background in that. And I will have further videos about how to get involved in martial arts, about how to get involved in bodybuilding. I have a chapter of my book. I've been bodybuilding for 49 years and 17 years in martial arts. And then I've been coaching martial artists, wrestlers for an extensive period. So I'll have a section on that. But the point is that there are ways to achieve that even if you aren't 6'2". You can. One of the toughest kids I ever sparred with, he was 4-1 as a pro. He was barely maybe 5'7", 5'8", but he was a phenomenal martial artist. So I argue that through bodybuilding and martial art, you can achieve this goal of generating a notion of safety in women. It can be done. You don't have to be tall. All right, so next I want to talk about mastering seduction. What are some tools in that? Well, one of the biggest tools is giving her the gift of missing you. That's why when we get the phone number, we wait to call. That's why early on in the dating process, we only see a woman once a week. That's why we don't give our best women, probably the one that is looking most like our best marriage. That's why we don't give her Saturday. We want to give her what is known as the gift of missing you. A woman's interest isn't so much driven higher in the time she spends with you, but it's driven higher in the time she's away from you. Okay, and of course, there are many, many other tools for seduction. Again, we develop ourselves internally. We develop our ability to have conversations. We become valuable men, and this all increases our ability to seduce women. And I'm not going to get too in depth with this today. Obviously, we can have many, many videos on how to become good at seducing women. But the point here is there are tools, there are tangible things we can do to get better at that. Okay, next we have, you must not operate from a mindset of scarcity. Okay, there's a saying that the hungry dog doesn't get fed. So I don't want you operating from a mindset of scarcity. And how do we approach this problem? According to this video, this is just a mindset you must have, right? You must just develop this, pull out of a hat, this mindset of scarcity. And I argue you can't really do that. If I'm only dating one gal, if I only have one phone number, I'm going to obsess over that phone number. That's why we open lots of women. That's why we talk to many women. That's why we get many phone numbers. That's why we develop a 3-woman rotation. Okay, we do that so that we don't come from a mindset of scarcity. I also want to talk about another aspect of this. This is controversial, but I hold strongly to this position. Let's say you get my book, you follow my videos, you follow my system, you work very hard, you become good at all aspects of seduction, and you've been dating 3 women a week, and now you've narrowed it down to 1, and now you have a relationship with 1 woman. Okay, so the question here is, how do I maintain, or how do I avoid a mindset of scarcity if I'm only dating 1 woman? I argue that even if you're only dating 1 woman, even if you've been married for 18 years like I do, you still need to talk to other women. A lot of people say, oh, you can't do that, it's cheating. It's not cheating. Cheating is cheating. But you must be comfortable. You must always be comfortable. You must always have the ability to talk to other women, even if you're 20 years into a marriage. Why? Because if you stop talking to other women, if you obsess and only focus on your wife, you only talk to your wife, then you will develop a mindset of scarcity. She'll become your only woman. You'll start calling her during the day to check up on her. You'll obsess on her. And what'll happen is gradually, slowly, but surely, she will fall out of love with you. Okay. Finally, I want to talk about frame, mastering frame. I don't have the time to get into it. My video is running a bit long. I know people don't like long videos, but you must keep her in what is known as your world. You must establish frame. And one of the ways you do that is through passing her tests or through her shit tests. I have a video on this, but essentially when your wife starts an argument, your significant starts an argument with you, you don't get drawn into that argument. You don't take the bait, okay? You step away, you say, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'll come back at another time when you're in a better mood. And that's a great way of maintaining frame, okay? So I haven't had the chance to get too in depth with all of these, but again, let's rehash the things that you need to do to get a woman in love with you and keep her in love with you. You must provide a notion of safety. You must master seduction. You must not operate from a mindset of scarcity, and you must maintain frame. If you can do these things, you'll get a woman to love you, and she will stay in love with you.